What's going on, everyone? It's time for another horror film review. Today, we're going to talk about The Witch, or some people call it The Vitch, because that's how it's spelled on the poster and stuff. It's released by A24 Films, October 18th, 2015. It was produced by Jay Van Hoy, Lucas Cudson, Judy Redmond, Daniel Brockner, and Rodrigo Texeira. It was written and directed by Robert Eggers, who actually did like The Northman, a Viking movie that I'm going to review later on, and The Lighthouse as well, and Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched. I actually reviewed that on here, and Yellow Brick Road. It had a budget of $4 million, and it made over $40.4 million. Now, The Witch. Okay, so this is a film that takes place in the 1600s, and during like the witch trials and stuff. And in this one community, this one family gets exiled because their eldest daughter is perceived to be a witch and a witchcraft because of all this heinous stuff that's happening, and dark things keep happening to the family. So the community shuns them. So they go out, and it's like old time England basically, and then they shun them to the forest. So they go out and the family has to deal with this dark aura basically that's haunting them, and throughout there, and it slowly builds and builds and builds. You get like a black goat, which in folklore and stuff is a bad omen and like a sign of a demon and stuff like that, demon in disguise sort of style. And the kids start falling ill, and a whole bunch of bad things start happening. And throughout the film, you're guessing like, is this actually a reason for a witch, or is this just a whole pile of mass hysteria and stuff? And it's quite the thrilling, disturbing, and dark film. I really enjoyed this film. I love the way it was shot. I love period films like this, whether it's a horror film or even like just any film in general. I absolutely adore these type of films, and they really got the period aesthetic in a nice looking way. It was beautifully shot with the landscape shots and everything. Looks fantastic, and the acting felt very real and genuine, and didn't feel like anything was forced. Robert Eggers does a great job at like getting his actors to portray it as real as possible in his films. And he's one of the more stronger directors of the modern horror era, I'd say. Um, for certain for this type of horror. If you're not into this type of horror that this film is, you won't probably like his other work. But yeah, the way it was like all like directed and written and everything like that, I really enjoyed it. It's good. It's not like a jump scare fest or anything. And if you're looking for something like The Conjuring, this is not it. This is like pure witchcraft type of film, and they really get the essence, and you feel the dread, and you just feel the darkness that's portrayed in the story. And it's very dark and gloomy, and just overall just fills you with this dread as the film progresses, and you just feel for the characters. You feel the rage when like the parents are lashing out at like the oldest daughter and things like that. And it's just heart wrenching basically. And I actually really enjoyed this. I know some people that absolutely hate this movie because they don't find it wasn't like their type of movies. Like one in thinking it's going to be like Insidious or The Conjuring, but it's exactly the opposite of that. This is more if you like Sinister, or even like The Black Phone and stuff like that. Like ones that have like that dark brooding atmosphere to it, where it's pretty tame just looking at it on screen. But if you actually like pay attention to like all the cool soundscapes and stuff that they use to help try to build the emotion of dread and things, it works out perfectly. So yeah, I did wish they kind of made some scenes a little darker and a little more like hinted more at like the evilness that's going on. They really played that down for some reason, and I wish it was maybe a tad bit longer, because once it got going, I just wanted it to continue. So, but this is definitely a good film. It does have a lot of good artistic merits to it as well. So you should definitely check it out if you're into like atmospheric horror and stuff like that. This one is definitely going to be a good one. I know most people probably seen it by now and stuff, and I absolutely adored this film. I'm going to give this film a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. It's also streaming on Tubi right now, so you could watch it for free. I'll link it down below, so you can check it out there if you want. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram as well. There's clips of films I'm going to review in the future. All my stories have the film title and hashtag, the subject of film and hashtag, so you're aware of it. Also, my letterbox is down below at my letterbox is down below as well at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. My Twitter's down below as well at Reviews on Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in loop this channel. Like this video, share it so more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchise in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can and if I can find them. So yeah, and make sure you ring that bell because you've been with me for the start of my channel. You probably know I absolutely hate Hereditary, but I'm finally going to go watch it again and do a whole video on my opinions on it. So make sure you tune in for that one because it's another like one of the more iconic modern horror films. So I'm going to tell you what I think about that in the next review. But that's it for this one. Watch out for all those evil witches out there because it's always around. And yeah. And have a spooky night, I guess. So till then, cheers!